wind. It changed a little bit from this morning. It drove more from behind the cars in the chicane up towards Redrick Corner.
This place has an atmosphere in which the events and the characters of the past survive.
It's a real revival of spirits, of emotions, of longing for a period which was great.
You are experiencing today exactly the same thrill and joy of however it was when the car you're driving was brand new.
It's one of the most charismatic race events in the world. I couldn't think of any other, which is even remotely touching on this one.
To be able to go onto a track which is the same as it was on the first day, really, is terrific.
The place has seen triumph and it's seen tragedy. There's an awful lot of memories woven into it.
I think this is the ideal place to have anything to do with interesting historic cars.
I was here in the early 70s and I did my first steps here in Formula 2, in Formula 1, so there was very little. You know, the race control building was always there, but it was quite run down.
That building really has been very, very distinctive part of the landscape here for many, many years.
It's of great historical importance because as West Hampton, where we are, was an airfield, the control of aircraft departing, coming back, being armed, all took place from there during World War II.
Race control is really at the heart of the Goodwood circuit and has been for 6 decades or more. Every driver has an involvement and engagement with the building.
Race control is pretty important. I mean, they do all the stuff that matters around lap times and all that sort of thing. And in my time, there were certain things I felt that one could do which were against the rules, and I always like to argue about those sort of things. It's a good place to have an argument.
It's an integral part of the Goodwood motor circuit, and it would be like Trafalgar Square without Nelson's column if that wasn't there, and if it didn't look the way that it always has looked.
This is the official opening of this beautifully restored race control building, most generously supported and proudly presented by our good friends from Credit Suisse.
And thanks to Lord March, we have the privilege of actively contributing towards the bringing back the glory of the old days to this building, which is now called the Credit Suisse Race Control.
We're now going to open the building officially and cut the ribbon.
Externally, it looks almost identical to the way it did during every single race meeting that ever took place. But inside, it's bright, it's airy, the drivers have got a nice big briefing room. It's brought the old World War II building well into the 21st century.
I think it'll be a great contribution to enjoyment for quite a few people here.
It was important that it should be kept in keeping with its history and also with the standards of this place.
It is not just standing next to the track and watch them go in circles. You really feel like being part of that scene in the 40s and 50s with the racers.
People who are here, all dressed up in period clothing, they're really enthusiasts.
We talk about the heydays of racing from the late 40s to 1966. Cars that most of us only knew from pictures, knew from dinky toys and Corgi cars, and you walk around and you see these babies alive. But you basically don't just see them standing, you see them racing.
When racing took place here, a really great driver like Stirling Moss could get a result in an inferior car just by dint of mega driving. Today, you probably need both.
It's quite a tricky circuit. I mean, it's a circuit if you're in a slow car, it's dead easy. If you're in a fast car, to go quickly with it, it's quite difficult.
To have given so many people the opportunity to see pre-war Mercedes and Auto Unions, to see post-war Ford GTs and Cobras, Jaguars and D-Types and Aston Martins and Talbots. And it's just a wonderful window on the past.
It's people's cars. They bought it, they built it up, they made it what it is. It's competitive, it's great. And drive it, Mas. So I sit in it and I think, wonderful.